strong in faith.
Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria, 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to another episode of Journey Through Life on Radio Maria 91.3 FM. I hope you're having a good day. Your day is winding down now, I imagine. Are you on your way home? Please relax and listen to our guests. My guest this evening is His Excellency Sir Celestine Ngozichim Omehia, Knight of St. Mulumba, is a lawyer, seasoned lawyer of over 35 years now. Sir Omehia was governor of Rivers State, albeit for about 6 months. Is a devout Catholic, a gentleman. That is one thing that everyone says about you, that you're a gentleman. And so I'm really happy and delighted to have you on this show. Good evening. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're going to be going through your life. We're going to be reviewing your life. We're going to be taking, a dive into your life and, a journey through your life to see how you got here, all the exciting things, the ups and downs of your life. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this. Sir Celestine Ngozichim Omehia, this is your life. You were born on the 15th of September. Over 60 years ago in Ubima. You don't look it though, I must say. You're going to tell us the secret later on. Your father, Mr. Cyprian Omehia, was a businessman and a politician. So I guess that was where you got your early experience of politics. Tell us about your childhood. A bit about your childhood, growing up in Ubima in Ikwere land.
Well, like you said, my name is Celestine Ngozichim Omehia. I'm from Ubima town in Ikwere local government of Rivers State. I was born in Ubima, did my primary school in Ubima, and attended the only grammar school east of the Niger County Grammar School, Ikwere. I know some people will be rattled when I say the only grammar school east of the Niger. Of course, we are proud of our school. We're proud of ourselves.
Was that a government school or was it a private school?
It was a county school. It was owned by the Ikwere County Council.
So it was a government school then?
Yes, it was a government school. But then, finished my secondary school as the Danny Hall prefect of the school. And
in charge of the food.
You know what it is as a then to be a Danny Hall prefect. There are three principal positions: the senior prefect, the deputy senior prefect, and then the Danny Hall.
Of course.
And Danny Hall, of course, you know what it means to say. For me to say, you will not take your food out of the dining hall. We must be disciplined. Prefect must show good examples, and then every person bows down to listen to you. It was
a very powerful position.
It was, of course. And I can tell you when the senior prefect wanted to take his food to the senior prefect's quarters, and I said no. We are all prefects. And all the prefects and all the students must eat in the dining hall. And though he was the number one among the students, I seized the senior prefect's food and said, all of us must eat in the dining hall. That's the discipline. That's the ethics.
That's
the moral all of us learned. And I don't regret being a student of that school. Any person in Rivers State will tell you how good County Grammar School, Ikwere was, and I think is still there till now. The only school that has produced most important personalities in Rivers State.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You've come with 5 soundtracks to your life. We're gonna play the first one now. Great is thy faithfulness. That's a classic one. Why this particular song? Why this particular hymn? I think it's a Catholic hymn, isn't it?
This is a Catholic hymn.
And it's a classic one.
The tone is classical,
yes,
but the church tone makes it a difference.
So why is it one of the soundtracks to your life?
Faith in God is the utmost thing any person can have. God has been kind, and everything in my life, no matter how I look at it, I am what I am today is by God. I own what I own today is only by God. And I believe that I will still be something else tomorrow by the faith in God.
Good.
And I also believe that God has not finished with me. God is going to continue to be with me, and I have the strong faith in God, and by His special grace, I'm still going to go further.
That's interesting. I kind of like that song too. It's one of my favorites as well. It's very, very deep, and it has a lot of deep meaning, I think. And so let's go now to your university, because you went to grammar school in Ubima. In Ikwereche. Mm-hmm. Is it Ubima in Ikwereche?
No, Ubima is in Ikwere. County Grammar School is located between two local governments. Okay. Eche and Ikwere is at the center, and is owned by two local governments. Well, it's located between two local governments. Oh, I see. So it's outside my village.
Which is Ubima. Your
my
village is
Ubima. Yep.
Ubima, yes.
Yep. And then my school is outside Ubima, the County Grammar School, Ikwereche.
So after that, you went to university?
Yes. Well,
still in Ubima?
No, university in Ubima, no. Well, after my secondary school,
yes, I
did the IJMB, passed my IJMB.
What is IJMB?
IJMB is the equivalent to A-level.
A-levels, yes.
And then my dad decided that I must read law.
You must be a lawyer.
And I thought I should read political science, because that time I finished secondary school in 1978 in the first instance. And then the civilian administration was coming in gradually. And Joseph Wires was speaking big grammar. Every politician, big grammar. So I must be a politician. And so not even thinking of being a lawyer. So I was just excited and carried away with political activities. So, but my father insisted on me reading law. And so after my IJMB, I got admission I was posted to University of Jos to read law. Well, because I thought I made good results in the IJMB and the A-level, I went late, decided to go late, because I thought my admission was guaranteed. Getting to University of Jos, I was told that River State quota, because at that time there was quota system, that River State quota has finished. I said, what do you mean? I said, I have passed. They said, no, everything now, every admission is quoted. And that the last chance for River State for law was taken by a student from University of Lagos, a River State student, who was reading history and posted to University of Jos to read law. And so he took the last chance. And I was so disappointed. My father was disappointed and said, now you have to travel out to read. So
that's how
I now traveled out to read.
Does it mean you didn't have an admission letter before proceeding to Jos? You didn't have a letter admitting you to University of Jos?
Yes, it's JAMB posting.
Okay.
JAMB will post you, and then when you get there, you register.
Okay.
Now, having posted me, I was not in a hurry.
You took your time, yes.
I was not in a hurry to go to Jos. And of course, I had to enter train all the way from Port Harcourt.
There was train in those days from Port Harcourt to Jos.
Yeah.
You kidding?
I entered train, and then...
How long did that journey take?
It's about 4 to 5 hours.
4 to 5 hours?
No, about
days.
8 hours, yes. No, not
hours.
days, hours.
From Port Harcourt to Jos?
Yes, it was a straight train. So,
interesting.
Getting there, I was disappointed. My dad was also disappointed. And then insisted I must travel out. But one striking thing, which I still remember to tomorrow, and I feel bad or good, whichever way, about it, is that my father was establishing his petrol station. And when I got the admission, he stopped. And then ordered that the buried tanks for fuel and other materials should be sold to pay my school fees in England. And yes, I
was
saw
a
it. I
great
was happy, but
sacrifice.
for now, I felt so bad that I disturbed my father's business.
But it was worth it, don't you think so?
Exactly.
It was worth it, yes.
Exactly, but it was a big sacrifice for me and then the whole of the family. So, raised the money, and then
Were you the first child of the family?
I'm the fourth child and the first son.
Oh, the first son.
The first son, the fourth child,
Yes.
and the first son. So, being the first son, he wanted to invest everything on me, and I'm happy. I
think it was a good investment. I think there's good returns on the investment.
I know. I think so, because since my father died, I'm the only one training every person.
See?
In the family.
See?
His grandchildren are all now in the university, putting all my efforts to make sure I train all of them.
So it was good investments.
Yes. He was. Maybe he saw it.
Yeah, he saw it. I think he saw it that, you know.
He saw it, but...
So you went to university in England?
Yes.
Which of the universities did you go to?
I went to Manchester Polytechnic, now the Metropolitan University.
Yes.
I did 3 years first degree in law.
LLB.
Yes, LLB. And then left for University of Hull to do my master's degree. And then got admission in University of Birmingham to do PhD. But my father insisted I should come back to law school, because that time they said law school was going to be 2 years for foreign students. So when I came back...
For students who studied out of Nigeria.
Yeah, that's foreign students. Yes. Those who studied outside Nigeria. Yeah, so that's how I came back to do the law school. I was in Lagos, Nigerian Law School, Lagos, when the Nigeria started changing from what they call FEM to SFEM, from SFEM to other things, and the value started expanding. And I told my father not to worry about me going back.
For your PhD?
Yeah, for
so
PhD.
You came back?
Yes, I had to remain. But it was all good.
It was all good?
Yes.
Yes.
I did all I could.
Let's take the second soundtrack to your life. What will it be? Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You by George Benson. You're listening to Journey Through Life with Sisi Bunmi, your host, on Radio Maria 91.3 FM. My guest this evening is His Excellency Sir Celestine Ngozichim Omehia, former Governor of Rivers State. Your Excellency, that song is a very romantic one. Nothing's going to change my love for you. Tell me, why is that one of the soundtracks to your life? I'm very interested. I'm curious.
Well, that's my feelings for my wife.
Wow.
We met during the youth service, and meeting my wife was like a miracle.
Tell us about that.
I was posted to Akure, to Ondo State for youth service, and I insisted not going to anywhere than Port Harcourt. I went to the NYSC office, insisted that they should repost me to River State. They said no. One man when I was trying to make trouble said, look, you don't know what God has in store for you. Go there, know another part of the country, see what will happen. So, well, I said, okay, let me go. We'll go. We went there. And in the camp was at a place called Okitipopa, Ondo State, off Akure. And in the camp, I met this beautiful girl, energetic, beautiful, good body, everything complete. And somehow I became interested in who she is, and so on and so forth. And we got on talking. And after the camp, I was posted to Akure Minister of Justice, and she was posted to St. Monica's in Ondo Town as Providence. If you remember what I said, the director in NYSC said, you don't know what God has in stock for you. Go and see. So, and I was posted to Akure and the Minister of Justice, and I said, no, I don't like government work. I don't want to work with government. Can you post me to a private chambers? I said, okay. I don't know any private chambers. I didn't know who owns what chambers. So they posted me to Ondo Town again. And in the chamber of Shegun Adegoke in Ondo town. Lo and behold, my wife now is already in Ondo town, and they were posted to teach in St. Monica's. So during the time of registration, we met together, are you here? And then we got on talking, and one thing led to the other, and we became closer and closer, and here we are today, husband and wife.
Over 30 years later.
Yes, that was 1987.
That's interesting.
You know, and no regrets about meeting my wife. And I keep telling federal government and the NYSC that they are owing us, because they said if you marry a fellow copper, government was going to pay you this as an enticement.
And they never
they've
did.
not paid me up to now.
It's a very interesting story, because it demonstrates how you take a turn in your life, a decision, and it alters the whole course of your life. Mm-hmm. Isn't that what happened?
It was. I never thought I was going to meet. I wasn't going there for a woman or for a girlfriend. I was just thinking, where would I get experience? But God had a different plan
for you, yes.
And so we met, and today.
And that's been the greatest, the best thing so far.
Yes,
that happened to you.
My love relationship. That is why I chose that track.
So was that a track you were playing to woo her?
Yes.
Was it
We played that. I played that for her often, and then there's another one I used to play for her. Your love is blind.
Maybe we'll play that. We'll play that. I can see that you're a romantic.
No,
you're a romantic at heart, and it's good. It's good to have, for a change, to see men that are open to their feelings, who are open to discuss, because this part of the world, men don't kind of go in there.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to, What do you think?
Yeah, well, it's good to be straightforward.
Yes.
And be honest to yourself. Sometimes you don't really manage the intuition. It comes, and that's how the work of God comes. If you remember, the first track was my faith in God.
Yes.
That faith started actually more often when I got married. I can tell you, I wasn't like a church person, but when I met my wife in Ondo, we made it as a duty to go to church. Was
she Catholic when you met her?
Yes, she was a Catholic. She was born a Catholic. I was born a Catholic, and her father was a church. There's these church officers that can administer communion in the church, even in the presence of the priest.
Okay.
He grew to that, even though he was a bank manager in Union Bank. But then he was also humble and loyal to the core as far as Catholic Church is concerned. May his soul rest in peace. So we had all that. I have that belief and faith in God that what I am today, God has made it. And I can always advise any person who bothers to know to hold strong his faith in God. Even at my age and level, I attend morning mass every day of my life. Every morning, we go to either Church of Assumption, Abuja, or the Guadom Express Institute. I go for my morning mass, I go for adoration every morning before I go and play golf. So I have that deep faith in God, and I also believe that my future still remains in the hands of God, not man.
Well, I will play the next soundtrack to your life. It's getting so interesting now. The next soundtrack is I'm a Port Harcourt Boy. Let's have I'm a Port Harcourt Boy. That was Port Harcourt Boy. If you're listening and if you would like to join in this conversation, you can call us on 081 084 47518 in case you have any questions for His Excellency Sir Celestine Ngozichim Omehia. Or you can send SMS to that same number or WhatsApp. So it's 081 084 47518. That's an interesting one. I'm a Port Harcourt boy. Are you a Port Harcourt boy? Oh. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you? What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Peter. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Okay, you're welcome. Do you have a question for His Excellency?
Yes, I want to appreciate Excellency in the studio.
Pardon?
I want to appreciate Excellency in the studio. For which state are you doing in River State?
Okay, you are a Port Harcourt boy.
No, I'm from Benue State.
Okay.
And I came to Port Harcourt.
Okay.
I remember the song that they sang the day the parents went in.
Okay.
Anytime I'm in any condition that I want to get help me, I remember that song if I sing that. God will help me to me. I love it now.
I don't know if you want to call back. The line is not very clear. Do you want to perhaps call back?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Let's.
I remember when the president as the governor of River State.
Okay, you remember when he was governor of River State. What do you remember?
He sang one song that he sang. That song always helps me anytime I remember that song when he sang.
Okay. So do you have any questions?
You know him very well.
Okay.
As a good person, and I pray one day he will come back as a full governor in that state.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank
That
you.
is my prayer. I'm from Benue State. I'm not a River person.
Thank
and
you.
River guys love that man very, very well.
Thank you for your call. Thank you very much.
God be with him. God promote him more and more.
Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Hello. 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 Good evening. You're welcome to Journey Through Life. Can you turn down?
His Excellency's daughter, and I want to say, Daddy, well done. Now I have all your stories.
Do you have any question for your daddy?
Oh no, I don't. I know these stories on the low, but well done, Dad.
All right, keep listening then. Keep listening. Thank you for calling. So are you a Port Harcourt boy?
Yes, I am.
You are what? Yes.
See, every
Because I saw you were dancing and you were moving.
Port Harcourt
yes.
is a city on its own that every Nigerian would want to visit. Despite what is happening in politics, the life in Port Harcourt is different. That's what they call now the Port Harcourt One Love. Any person who grew up in Port Harcourt City belongs to that Port Harcourt One Love. OCJ, Aziko Kemini, all of us. My friend, Opera.
So what's so special about Port Harcourt?
Port Harcourt is an enjoyment area. You know why? Because
is this as much of an enjoyment area as Lagos?
Lagos is I don't think Lagos is as enjoyable as Rivers.
Okay, that's for another day. Tell us about Port Harcourt.
But Port Harcourt, because of the presence of the oil companies,
okay,
they do a lot of rig work and all that, but weekends.
Enjoyments.
You come back and see the life in Port Harcourt from one club to the other, this and that, and after that, work resumes effectively.
Yes.
And so people really enjoy themselves after all the sweat in the day and in the week,
yes.
and so on and so forth. So, but then you know yourselves, you respect yourselves, you respect who the other person is. Yes, you've met in the club, you've met in different parties, because people organize their own parties in their different houses. If you go to GRA before, weekend, one or two people must organize one party in GRA. And every person enjoyed himself and held the other as brother and friend.
Yes.
Port Harcourt One Love is one association now that every person must belong to. It's not compulsory,
yes,
but you need to be known.
You want to belong.
You want to belong,
yes,
and so on and so forth. And like the music said, you can see it. It's a place that Nigerians want to gather, and it will soon start. It will soon continue because the life.
So what are you? You're an ambassador of
No, I'm not. I'm not really acting as an ambassador, but I'm acting.
It's allowed.
It's a place that every person should go.
So, are you really a Port Harcourt boy or an Ubima boy?
No, when you are born in the village, you come to the city. That's Port Harcourt as a city, and live in Port Harcourt as a Port Harcourt boy.
Yes.
And most of the people who are from Farga, that's Port Harcourt local government,
yes,
Obiakpo local government, Okrika, and all other Kalabari people all live in Port Harcourt. Most of the families live in Port Harcourt, and their children have grown up to know each other as such. And so every person is a Port Harcourt boy.
So that brings me to your political, we're not going to talk too much about, but I want to talk about when you became governor and what happened. You became, I think we should take the next soundtrack to your life. Then when we come back, we will talk about that. The next soundtrack to your life is another romantic one. By the way, it's Love Made Me Blind by Jason Derulo. You are very romantic at heart. That's interesting. I think I should get your wife here to also come and give me.
I'm not generally romantic.
So that's the next soundtrack to his life. That was Love Made Me Blind by Jason Derulo. My guest this evening is Sir Celestine Ngozichim Omehia from Ngozichim. What does Ngozichim mean?
My God's blessing.
My God's blessing.
Yes, it's personified.
Yes.
It's personalized.
Ngozichim.
Yes, it's personalized.
Okay.
Ngozi is blessing.
Yes.
Chim is God,
Okay.
my own
My
God.
own God.
Chim,
Yes.
if you say Chi is general, Chim is my God. So my
Okay.
God's blessing.
Okay.
You know why? My parents had first girl, second girl, third girl. Then came this bouncing boy.
Baby boy. Handsome.
So my grandmother called me, this is my God's blessing.
Yes.
And so I've returned the name. I answer most of the time Celestine Ngozichim without, I can even tell you my name is Ngozichim without saying.
It's an Igbo name, isn't it?
No, it's the Ikwere name.
Okay.
Ikwere is not Igbo.
Okay, but it sounds similar because I have a lot of friends that are Ngozi and they're Igbos.
Yeah, there are similarities in languages everywhere in the world.
Okay, so is the Ikwere language like a dialect, a derivation from...
It's a Ikwere dialect.
Okay.
Well, we don't call it dialect anymore. There's no dialect. Dialect is what the white man used to deceive us. But it's a language.
Okay, so he's been my guest, and if you want to call him to ask any question, the number is 081-084-47518. You're free to call in, ask him any question, or make any comments that if you'd like to do that. So let's go back to when you became a governor. You became a governor in 2007.
Yes. 29th of May. I was sworn in.
All right.
As the governor of River State. Well, what happened thereafter? We went to court. Both those who contested from other parties with me, against me, went to court, and the people who felt aggrieved, or the person who felt aggrieved for not being the candidate of the party, equally went to court. And the decision of the Supreme Court is now history. That is what the Supreme Court has said. And
we have a call. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Chinenye. I'm calling from Gariki.
Okay, you're welcome.
Your Excellency.
good evening.
Yeah, God bless you, sir, for coming to the studio to enlighten us on how your day was when you were governor in Port Harcourt.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also live in Port Harcourt, especially Uyibo.
Uyibo, okay.
Yeah, but now we are in Abuja.
Like me.
Really, Port Harcourt is a really lovely place.
Okay.
It's a place that everybody would like to be.
Okay.
Thank you people for building it up to this time that it has changed the face. It's not what it used to be like before, but now it's a lot.
Thank you. So you're also an ambassador of Port Harcourt.
Used to be.
Okay.
So thank you, sir.
Thank you
Alright.
very much.
Thank you for
God
calling.
bless you.
Thank you. Yes, so you were governor of Rivers State. You were sworn in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like I said, the Supreme Court took a decision.
Okay, we have another call. Hello. Yes. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
What's your name and where are you calling from? Can you turn down your radio a little bit, please? Turn it down. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, okay.
Tell us your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yes, I'm calling you from Abuja here, Dawaki.
Okay. And your name?
My name is Chico.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yes. I just tuned in and I was hearing His Excellency talk. So mine is just to salute him.
Thank you very much.
He's our big brother.
Thank you.
And his life is really an exemplary one.
Thank you.
And a lot of us want to emulate him.
Thank you
So,
very much.
Excellency, please write on. It's your people from OBC.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you for calling. Have a good
I'll
evening.
follow you. Thank you too.
Thank you. So, back to the conversation. You were...
Yeah, the
yes.
Supreme Court took a decision, and when my lawyer protested seriously, the then presiding Justice what is it? Well, the Supreme Court took a decision to say, let me not just go into details, and I was stepped out. That is
After,
to say,
so how long were
about
you in?
5 months extra days, about 5 months plus, almost 6 months.
So how
You know?
how was that period of your life? Because one, you go to the office in the morning. I imagine you were in office on that day
Yes.
when this happened. You had no idea that before the end of the day you were no longer going to be governor.
Yeah.
Tell us about that day.
Well, I was in the office when my ADC came. It was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening, and they said, "Okay, have you heard the news?" I said, "What news?" I know that today we have a case in the court. So the court said,
Removed you.
I'm no more the governor of Rivers State. I said, "Is that what they said?" They said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." I invited some commissioners around, invited Chief of Staff, Chief Glory Eme, and then we took a decision on how to move our things. So I directed that a handover note should be written immediately. So I did my handover note. That took me till 8 o'clock in the night. And then, in as much as the Supreme Court said immediately, I had to prepare to go out.
Of course.
So we did the handover note, handed it over to the Speaker of the House of Assembly, may he so rest in peace, Tony Harry. And I handed over the government to them.
And that was it.
And by 12 midnight, I was out of the government house. I didn't kill myself. I didn't cause any trouble. Just took my faith as the will of God. Because before then, when this matter was in court, I was doing 7 days fasting every month for this matter. But if it was the will of God that I should remain, I would have remained.
Yes.
But because it was not the will of God, I had to exit.
Yes.
And so I took it in faith that God didn't want me to remain, so I left.
I know you are a devout Catholic.
Yes.
So how did your faith help you at this period? Because it couldn't have been easy, to be removed, suddenly. How did you, because I know, to be a governor is a very powerful position, and all of a sudden, so how did your faith carry you through that period of your life?
Well, like I said, it's God's power over me.
Yes.
And immediately after I left office, I quickly went back to a friend's house, and then a week after that, I traveled to Our Lady of Fatima in Portugal or Spain, whichever one, and stayed for 7 days there praying and thanking God for my life.
Thanking God.
It would have been worse if I was killed in the office.
Yes.
Something could have happened and I wasn't no more to be alive.
Yes.
But I had to go and thank God for what God did for me. And then from there, I went to France, Our Lady of Lourdes, for extra 4 days, praying, thanking God. And then I came back to Nigeria. Then I had to thank God for what He has done for me by establishing a primary school in my community as a mark of appreciation for God what he has done for me.
You did that after you were removed?
After I was removed. When I came back, after I was removed, I went to Spain, and then from there to France. And after France, I came back to Nigeria.
All on holy pilgrimages?
Simple.
Yes.
Appreciating God.
Yes.
And the most important thing is that whether any person believes it or not, whether any person likes it or not, I am the first Ikwere son to be elected governor of Rivers State.
Yes.
That is why about 2 years ago, Ikwere chiefs, Ikwere government-recognized traditional rulers, installed me as the Ezebuwarozo one.
And what is that?
The pathfinder.
For other Ikwere sons and daughters.
Because after me came Rotimi.
Yes.
After Rotimi.
Let's talk about that.
Yesu.
Let's talk about that.
I don't want to talk about people.
No. I don't want to talk. I don't want to. Not about him. Not about him personally. I'm just trying to say that.
I appreciated God and all that. The primary school I said I established is still life. I spend money every month.
Yes.
Training the children. They're up to 150 children. They don't pay school fees. They don't buy books. They don't buy shoes. Uniform.
And all this
and
after
all this
you were removed.
Was after I removed.
And it continues till today.
Yes.
No, what I was going to say is, you were removed and somebody else came in. I'm just looking at it from, would it have been less painful, shall I say? Because I read in your book that the person that replaced you was actually a cousin and was in fact your best man when you got married. So I can imagine how close you were for him to have been your best man. Okay, so would it have been less painful if this person wasn't somebody that you were that close to, or it didn't matter? Or didn't it matter?
No, to me, it did not matter. It could have been any person, but like you said, the closeness as in Nigeria is my brother. We are first cousins. We are cousins. We live almost the same house because after his father's house is my father's house. So we lived the same company.
He was your best man when you got married.
Yes,
so
when I got married, he was my
says
best
it
man.
all.
We wore the same suit, wore the same tie, wore the same shoes, and all that. But then politics is separated us at that time.
But now you are back together as family.
Well, family remains
yes.
what is supposed to be.
Yes.
Like I said, I don't bear grudges. For whatever I would be, God will make me.
Yes.
For whatever I was, God made me.
Yes.
And then my life is in the hands of God.
Of course.
So I've always told my children to put their hands in the hands, mind in the hands of God, and God will always bless them. And that's what has kept me to date. I don't care who the person is. I don't want to know. But the fact is that I was removed and somebody took over. It does not matter.
It does not matter.
No. But what I did was to appreciate God for making me the first Ikwere son to be a governor, elected governor.
And from the calls that we have been having, you made your impact, even though you were there for just about 6 months. Seems that you made your impact because people have been calling, to say that he was a gentleman. I've heard that about you. Before you came in, when I was doing my bit of research, I've heard that's all I hear, that he's a gentleman, he's a complete gentleman, and and I know you're a devout Catholic. Yes, I know your faith is very, very important to you.
Yes.
Are you a happy man?
I'm a happy man. My family is together in the hands of God. Yes.
We have a call. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
I want to know that flyover in LMA won the award.
Is it? That flyover in... the element?
The flyover.
Okay.
The flyover in LMA, are you the one that awarded it?
Yes. The element flyover, it's called element interchange. Actually, it's not a flyover. It's an interchange.
Interchange,
Yes, it's bigger than the other flyovers. What happened actually? What happened actually? Why I built that? I was going to see my friend Desmond Akawo, who lost his mother, and during the campaigns, and I was held up there seriously. If you live in Port Harcourt, you will know how that place, I know how the traffic nature of that place. So I now I now stopped. I was held up there for more than 1 hour, and Desmond was waiting for me. And I took a vow that if I'm elected governor, this was going to be the first project I will build. So when I was
you did
elected,
wonderful, sir. You did wonderful. I know that's
Thank
why
you.
I can get to be a lot of hold up, even cost
Yes.
4 hours.
people,
4 hours.
Papa, yes,
4 hours.
Thank
And
you.
it causes problems, and
you.
sometimes
Thank
back
you.
and forth.
yes.
You're wonderful. God bless you. I wish to be one of your family. Maybe
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. We have another caller. What's your name? Good evening. Where are you calling from?
My name is Sisi. I'm coming back again.
Okay.
See?
Yes.
You talk of excellence. You can talk it to tomorrow, to next tomorrow.
Wow.
I'm from Benue State. I'm not a river person. If I talk it.
But you are one of one of his fans.
Yes. What
Okay.
this man do when he immediately enter the sea? You can move freely for Port Harcourt because that's an awkward boy full everywhere. And immediately he enter the sea, he stop everything. He move freely in Port Harcourt that road. We appreciate
Thank
the
you.
man and call.
Thank you.
So they give you that is hard.
Thank you for your call. Thank you
very
so
much.
much for
That was
calling.
because I don't belong to any court. I don't belong to any sinister organization. That one every person knows. So when the court activities were getting too high, I took them on headlong and we reduced them drastically.
Yes.
And that was the truth.
Thank you for calling. We will take the final soundtrack to your life, God of mercy and compassion. Lord of mercy and compassion. That's another deep Catholic hymn. Why that particular hymn?
Well, the fact now is that situation in Nigeria, situation in the state, and all that are no longer bearable. But we can still overcome by the compassionate power of God. And God being with us, we shall overcome.
Amen.
So I need to continue exercising my faith in God and building up what God will do for me in His hands.
You're such a man of faith that do you think that if you were not a politician, maybe you would have been a Catholic priest? Do you think? Do you think?
You know what some people have asked me?
Yes.
What are you doing in politics? You're supposed to be a priest. I said, no, I'm not a priest. Must I be a priest? There must be somebody in politics with good exemplary conduct. It doesn't mean that all of us must be hash.
Yes.
So, outside politics, I still would have been a lecturer or legal practitioner. And I can assure you, I was called to bar in 1986. I would have been a senior advocate.
So why did you not follow that path? Why did you
No, I
decide
decided to. It's in the blood. My father was a councillor, and
We have another call. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? We lost that caller. Yes, go on. Go ahead, Your Excellency.
so my father was a councillor, and it's flowing in the family.
But
But unfortunately, my son wouldn't want to be a politician.
He's an academic, isn't
He's
he?
academic, yes.
But it's interesting. Your father wanted you to be a lawyer.
Yes.
He
And
wanted
that's
you
building into politics.
Yes.
He wanted me, like I said, I wanted to do political science. I had actually gotten admission in what they call A&M Alabama, A&M University Alabama
for political
science. Because I was so carried away with the big grammar from politicians. Even those who would
But
say,
lawyers have bigger grammars.
I don't know.
Lawyers, they speak.
No,
I think lawyers
that's a
speak
Latin
more,
language.
They
We
speak
speak
more
more of
grammar
Latin
to confuse everybody. Yes.
Yes.
So how do you relax?
In the first place, I play golf 3 times in a week. I go for my morning mass, I go to church, and then I do a lot of reading.
Yes.
I have written so many books.
Yes.
My first book was written when I was Commissioner for Education. I was Commissioner for Education in 1994? Or 1992. I was Commissioner for Education before Abacha took over. I was very young, very, very young to be a commissioner. 1992, yes.
You were very young. Are you saying that you didn't have the experience or
No,
when you
no,
say
no,
I was
no,
very,
no,
very young
no.
to be a commissioner.
No, I was young because opportunity for us to came up when Abacha banned old politicians from holding public offices. So we were all chosen to come and take over positions.
Fresh blood.
So, and then I was commissioner when I wrote my first book, the Nigerian Labour Law. That was the first edition. I was serving commissioner when I wrote that book. And then it came up to be, later had the second edition of it, which is bigger now. People are using in the universities. I remember somebody calling me to thank me for that book. And during the Odele's administration, I was special advisor to Dr. Peter Odele. And then I wrote the quotes of Dr. Peter Odele. All the books, all the speeches, I picked them up and copied what they call the quotes, what I thought must be his quotes out of each of the speeches. And then after that, I did a compilation of his speeches with my younger brother, Emma Oka. Thereafter, I wrote the book on why I was removed in the office.
Yes.
It's called The Right to Be Wrong. The
Yes.
Supreme Court says they have the right to be wrong.
Yes.
So I wrote that book, and then beneath it is, if you don't like it, appeal to God.
Yeah, that's the final.
That's
the Supreme Court is the.
Yes, Kesinalu said they have the right to be wrong. The Supreme Court has the right to be wrong. It didn't say they have the right to do justice. They have the right to be wrong.
And if you're not happy,
then immediately after him, Ogutande now said, if you don't like our judgment, appeal to God. I mean, it was so brash and so hard on me. They say, if you don't like it, appeal to God.
So who is the one person that you admire the most? They could be alive or dead. Who is one single person that you admire the most that has had the greatest impact on your life?
My dad.
Your
my late
dad,
father.
yes. I guessed you were going to say that.
My late father. He trained me on many things, especially how to be careful with money. My dad had shops in different places, and I was also looking after these shops. My father can give you 2 million to hold, and then after 1-2 days, hey, give me that 2 million. Then you go back to giving the million. Say, no, okay, keep it. I'm going out now. He was just trying whether he has spent the money or he has not. So how careless you are, and so on. He will always, when I was doing my IJMB, he will always come to wake me and say, go and read. So the exam is close by, and so on. He will always call me, advise me on many things of life. And show several examples. But one example, life he lived, I wouldn't want to live, is married more than one wife. My father had 3 wives before he died.
I think that was.
And I don't want
that
to.
was that time.
Yeah, because he was the only
time.
son of his father.
That was that time.
He was the only son of his father, and he said, according to him, he needed backing, somebody to back him. And that's why my younger brother, Richard, his name is Azubike.
So what is your proudest accomplishment in life? What single accomplishment are you most proud of?
Many things I've accomplished so many things.
Yes, I know. What is the thing? It could be maybe getting married to your wife, your children, or what is the single most?
The most one, having my wife as a wife. 2, that we have trained our children to be what they are today. Though by the hand of God, but then having achieved their training and their both moral, academic, and all that makes me happy that God has done it for us.
Okay.
That is not me doing it, but it's the work of God.
I'm going to ask you 1 or 2 yes or no questions. Just answer yes or no. Would you ever relocate from Nigeria? Would you ever japa? Yes or no?
Lie. I'm a Nigerian. I will not. No.
You will never leave, no matter how hot it gets.
We shall sweat it out here, no matter what.
Have you enjoyed your time on this show, on this program?
Sure.
Yes?
Yes, okay. I have enjoyed it. And, I'm like an introvert. But for today, people have heard my
You
voice.
really enjoyed yourself.
Yes.
So if I gave you a choice of champagne or water, what would it be?
Water.
Golf or football?
Golf.
My
son will play football, I will play golf.
So I'm going to offer you a choice of, because you're a politician now, the full works of Aristotle or the Holy Bible.
The Holy Bible.
Why? Because
Bible is inspirational. It's the way to heaven. It's the way to life. Bible is life.
It's the book of life.
It's life itself. It's not even the book of life, because everything in the Bible is knowledge.
Yes.
Everything in the Bible is spiritual. Everything in the Bible is inspirational. Yes, Aristotle spoke more of politics
and philosophy.
Yes, but Bible is beyond philosophy, and so I will go for Bible.
It's been a wonderful experience speaking with you, and your life is one of amazing accomplishments. Looking back, I know we only touched the tip of the iceberg, and I know you're going to come back, to share more with us. And I know there's still so more for you to accomplish in life. I believe I can feel it looking at you, that there's still so much ahead.
Thank you very much.
So as I'm going to send you on to continue your life, I wish you many, many more life, many years in good health. I'm going to ask you to name one luxury item that you need as you continue your journey through life. One luxury item.
Wristwatch.
A wristwatch. All right. Sir Celestine Ngozichim Omehia, former governor of Rivers State,
thank you,
has been my guest this evening. Thank you very, very much for coming. Thank you, listeners, for listening. Join us again next week, Tuesday, 6:30, same time, as we come your way with another exciting guest. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank you very much, listeners. Thank you for Sisi Bunmi for giving me the opportunity to come out of my hiding place to be noticed.
But you enjoyed
I like being quiet and private person.
Yes, the ultimate
but
gentleman.
You have brought me out today, but I enjoyed it. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I will
very
come
much.
again if you invite me.
Thank you. I will.
Thank
you very much.